Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astroguide Mysore. Today let us understand the position of Rahu in the 11th house, the Labhasthana, the house of profit, and understand what actual results a native will go through. Labha is not earning, it is profit. So, when does a person get profit? When he invests in something or he gets something out of what has already been invested and it is passed on to him through generations. There is another concept of labha. One of my bosses, when I was working as a software engineer, he gave me a concept which I will never forget. A fantastic concept. Everyone has to learn something new the first time. So he told me, he called me here, he called me nearby and he told me, and I'll tell you one thing today, you will remember this. So I really remember, it was so important. So he told me that earning the first million, you need to run the race. You need to trek the mountain. You need to swim the rivers and the ocean. So earning the first million. And if you are brilliant enough, that million will take care of the other millions. So I was first, I was taken aback. I did not know how actually the first million will be able to take care of the other millions. So his way of telling me was, if you have a safe ground to play, your game is different. If you have an uncertain ground to play, your game is different. Obviously, if you are unsecure, insecure in your life, you will not be able to attend to day progress in your life in the same way you attend to your progress when your ground is stable and you know what you are doing. So this, he told it in another way. He told it in a very specifically with regard to profit, investment in profit. So such a shrewd mind, such a fantastic, brilliant business mind he had, that if you have your first million, you don't have to worry about your subsequent millions. So that was his sentence. That is exactly the 11th house. So, the 11th house depends on what you have earned in your life, what you have earned because of this Janma, what you have earned because of your relationships, what you have earned because of many other investments. So, that means your profit depends on your property, your profit depends on your investments. Your profit depends on your ancestral property which has come down to you. And also it depends on where you are living, how you are living, with whom you are living. Very, very important. Because, insecurity or uncertainty can happen to the person who has all these three. Has a bad spouse, has children who are troubling him from all corners, has parents who are so rigid that they will not even allow him or her to do anything in his life or her life. So the surrounding is very important. So all these factors can be seen from the 11th house. So this is not a simple, technique. Astrology is simply just like that. You take the 12 houses. It's only 12 houses and 9 planets, boss. In 9 12s of 108 combinations. That's it. No, it's not like that. I gave you a lot of combinations only on one topic in the 11th house. I have not gone to the second topic, which is friends and associates. Whom do you like? Is the question. And whom would you want to be with? Is another question. Whom do you like mostly depends on who likes me. Who would you want to be with mostly? I'm telling you mostly because there are exceptions. Depends on where I would be comfortable, where I would feel comfortable. These are the two main questions which will give you associates and friends in the natural way, not with an ulterior motive. What will I get? This is not profit here, but still the question is, what will I get? Where will I get it? If what will I get and where will I get it is your quest to have friends, then you should know what sort of friends you will have and what sort of friends your friend, your other person will also have, because his clear demarcation of this particular group of friendship is only because he has very clear expectation. I get something, I be here. I don't get something, I don't care whatever the group is. This is not the friendship which is actually called as friendship. This is, business. Most of the world around you today, this is what is happening. The first step would be, what will I get? So, whom do I want to be with? Who are my friends? And how am I going to be with them? What will my relationship be? All these things can be seen from the 11th house. So, very important. The third most important aspect, I'm just talking about the 11th house today in detail. Okay? So, the third most important aspect of the 11th house is, what is the cause which will not come in the forefront but is the cause for your disease? Like, people don't understand that the loss of stamina is because of their daily routine. So if they change their daily routine on a long time, for a long time, their lack of stamina will totally is gone. They'll become very strong. But what do? We go for sudden changes, like, take the vitamin pill, take that injections, take that, take this, take steroids, suddenly become strong. That is good, it is required, because if somebody is going to totally collapse, you need to give them external support. But what is the real cause? Is the 11th house. You behave well, that is seen from the 11th house. You behave bad is also seen from the 11th house. And what is that behavior? The one which will affect your body because of your routine. So your routine is to be seen from the Lagna, the 12th house and the 11th house. That is why it is so important, because it is the background, behind you, your taste buds, your all that you want to savor in your life with regard to this creation, with these five senses, and then your routine, the first, the 12th, the 11th house. So more than Rahu in the 11th house, I am doing something else. So anyway, I'll come to Rahu in the 11th house. This is a very important topic. These topics are so good that if you get indulged into it, now you go deep into it. Anyway, the other ones are the first, the second, and the third. Just after the ascendant, the first house has half of it behind it. That's what is the ego, my identity with regard to my own self, the mirror. The front portion is, what would they feel? What would they think? How should I present myself? Whether I should become angry in front of this person or not? whether I should show my, grievance here or not. That's the first, second, third. Okay, coming to Rahu in the 11th house. I think my wife here, I think you need to put those, markers.
I'll put the timestamp.
Timestamps, yeah. Okay, Rahu in the 11th house, if it is strong, I'm only talking about the strong placement of Rahu. Simply turn it upside down, that is, go to the other side when it is weak and badly positioned. I am not going to talk about bad Rahu at all. Okay, source of profit, investment through ethical means. Very important. Investment through ethical means. That is socially accepted means. That is the most important point when Rahu is placed in the 11th house and is strong.
I would add here one thing for better clarity. From 8th, it is the 4th house.
Correct.
So the property what you get, basically ethical means is the right ways to earn one of the sources from rental income.
Rental income,
That
yes.
is also from the property what you have got, because it is 4th from
Comfort, that is ease, that is the blessing.
You have not done the investment.
You have not done the investment, your parents, that's what I told, no? Property which has come from ancestral property.
That is
And you keep that and you only pluck the fruits. The fruits are the 11th house, not the tree. So that's how it is. So the tree is actually the 2nd house, the 4th house, the 8th house, and the blessings from the 9th house. All these are trees, small trees. And then you pluck the fruits in the 11th house, enjoy it in your old age in the 12th house, and then moksha.
There are many people who are getting more than 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs only from rental income without doing any work. It's coming to them.
That's what other people think they are lucky. They are actually blessed. They are not lucky, they are blessed. So good and meaningful friends, as I told you, and good associates. Associates may not be friends. You don't share your personal feeling with those associates. But associates are those people who are supporting you for a cause. Like, for example, you have an institution where you have a spastic society and you have your association, and their associates will be there who actually are supporting for a cause. So, causal friendship is called as association. And this particular placement also indicates late but stable marriage. Late and stable marriage. Rahu in the 3, 6th, 10th and 11th houses, which are the upachayas, is the strongest position for Rahu, and it is positive position for Rahu because it gives Vikramasthana, Parakramasthana, it avoids any enemy striking you, there will be very less competition, and you will be able to win all the competitions when you are in the 6th house. In the 10th house, you will have that orientation and the blast, that fire like a rocket, that you need to do this industry and you need to do that. So the aim will be very strongly fixed. And the 11th house, as I told you, profits. So the 11th is the strongest of the upachayas, and also 11th is the strongest for Rahu. The person will have lot of money and will also have the mindset for service, for providing philanthropical, charity, and also the one who will actually provide a good place and space for people who are ready to go into sannyasa. So nowadays in the modern world, in the Maharaja's world or the king's people, king's men, they would actually keep one place where ashrams would be built, or people would come and sit and meditate, go through the vanaprastha ashrama and then sannyasa ashrama, and all now it has gone. And nowadays, if Rahu has to provide something, he will build one of the best old age homes. Try to understand. So that is how he will help people to attain, moksha in an easy manner. He will provide for them. Old people have to be provided because they cannot do everything themselves. They become like children once they cross a particular age. So through this person gets social recognition. He does not want that, but he will get it. They are good and very shrewd in business. These people don't like, easy money making guys. They hate them. They like those people who are honest, have integrity, and also have a cause for their life. They don't like people who are, reckless. So, if you are dealing with a person who is having a good, strong Rahu in the 11th house, be careful because he may support you or he may also see that you will not do business there anymore. So, very extensive in traveling associated with Rahu in the 11th because it is the ninth from the third house. So, excellent in marketing. They are very good actually. They are excellent. They are having a lot of creation, abstract thinking. These people, they think out of the box. Very secretive. They will never reveal any secret, even to their spouse, wife, husband, even mother, sister. They will not even reveal a single. That's why we call them tight-lipped people. They are very strong. They have strong head on their shoulders. So they will ponder into very high-level scholarly subjects. They love to do research and they would love to do it with the like-minded people. They would not want to be alone because Rahu it's not Ketu. So they would not want to do research alone, somewhere in a small dungeon. No, these people would want to do it in the social level, but they would want like-minded people because these people are very strong leaders. They don't want people who are cynicists, pessimists. They don't like them. They are very positive. Rahu is one of the most positive planets. Rahu wants to grow along with other people equally. They want everybody to grow. Sun is not like that. Sun is a king. He will only be the single king of the country. He wants everybody to be happy. He wants everybody to be content. He wants everybody to be comfortable. But he does not want everybody to grow and become a king. That is the difference between Sun and Rahu. Rahu is like everybody should eat, everybody should be happy, everybody should work hard, everybody should be contribute. It's more like a communist kind of a thing. This person is more authoritative. Sun is more authoritative, kingly. Okay, they are a little harsh, rude, and sarcastic when it comes to making people ready. They motivate people through giving them all sorts of lecture. So don't get locked up with the Rahu in the 11th house. He will give you a long lecture where you will never forget that lecture. So they love hard work, long hours, odd timings, whatever the timings, whatever the food you provide, they are ready to eat it and do the work. The work is more important. The cause of that work is more important. So, as I have written in the last, if it is a weak or a bad Rahu, the whole thing gets reversed. If it is a strong Rahu, the person will not get any diseases till old age. Old age, everybody gets diseases, Even a machine after a particular time, it needs maintenance. A human body is like a machine. It needs maintenance. Parts will become cranky and they will start giving you all sort of squeaky noises. So, if it is a bad or a weak Rahu, the diagnosis will not happen. That is a very dangerous thing which happens in Rahu. So, friends, associates, you will have strong associates with strong Rahu, and you have a weak Rahu or the bad Rahu in the 11th house. You will meet people who will be ready to steal all that you have got. All the 4 things what I told in the first of the class, they are ready to take away all. So, if people have weak Rahu, do not go into business, unnecessarily don't enter into politics, and don't do panic investments. Thank you very much for today's class.
Kindly give feedback.
Yeah, please give me feedbacks of some people you can tell about your own experiences. It's very, very good for us. Thank you very much. God bless.